Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into a really big challenge that I see software teams facing all the time. How do we cut through all the cloud complexity so our developers can just focus on building amazing products? We're going to explore how a smart internal platform can make that happen.
It's a question so many of us have asked, right? You've written the code, it works perfectly on your laptop, but then getting it out into the cloud, it feels like you're prepping for a mission to Mars. How did we get here?
Well, the problem really starts in what I like to call the multi-cloud maze. Our modern infrastructure is unbelievably powerful, for sure, but for the average developer, it can feel like this massive labyrinth of different services, super complex configurations, and trying to juggle multiple clouds like AWS, Azure, and GCP all at once.
Let's just break this down for a second. Over on the left, you see what a developer should be doing, what they're hired to do: write business logic, ship features quickly, and create value for the company. But then look at the right. That's the reality. They are totally bogged down configuring VPCs, managing IAM roles, writing what feels like miles of YAML files, and trying to be an expert on every cloud provider. The disconnect is just huge.
And this right here, this says it all. When your most creative, most expensive people are being forced to act as full-time infrastructure janitors, your innovation just slows to a crawl. This maze isn't just frustrating for them. It's a direct hit to your business's ability to compete.
So, okay, how do we get out of the maze? It's not about throwing away all these powerful cloud services, it's about creating a simple, clear, and easy path right through them.
And that solution is what we call an internal platform as a service, or PaaS for short. The best way to think of it is as your company's very own internal cloud platform. Its job is to create a paved road for developers, smoothing over all the messy bumps and confusing turns of the infrastructure underneath.
So how does this paved road actually work? What's the magic that makes it all possible? Well, the secret ingredient is a concept called abstraction.
Abstraction is one of those simple ideas that is just incredibly powerful. It's all about hiding complexity. The platform takes dozens, maybe even hundreds, of complicated infrastructure pieces and bundles them all up behind one simple, easy-to-use interface for the developer.
This is my absolute favorite way to explain it. You know, when you drive a car, you interact with a really simple abstraction: a steering wheel, a couple of pedals, a shifter. You don't need to understand how the internal combustion engine works or how the transmission shifts gears. An internal PaaS does the exact same thing for deploying software.
Okay, so that's the theory. But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's walk through what a developer's day-to-day journey feels like on a platform that's built on these ideas.
This quote from a very happy and, probably fictional developer just sums it up perfectly. The whole goal is to shift from a world of complex orchestration to simple description. The developer just needs to say what they want, and the platform takes care of figuring out how to do it.
And the process becomes just beautifully simple. Step 1, you define your application in a tiny little config file. You're just describing the what, not the how. Step 2, you connect your code repository like GitHub. And step 3, you just push your code with a single command you already use 100 times a day. And that's it. It's live. This is the key transformation. The platform abstracts away all that nasty infrastructure. You know, the Kubernetes manifests, the cloud-specific IAM roles, the networking rules, and it presents the developer with just one simple, easy-to-understand concept: a service. Now, this is not just about making one developer's life a little bit easier. The payoff from doing this impacts the entire organization. Just look at this breakdown. The developers get exactly what they want. They can move faster and focus on writing code. The security team gets what they need. Every deployment goes through a central system where they can enforce security policies and put up guardrails. And management? They get the ultimate prize: faster time to market and predictable, consistent deployments from every single team. It is a win-win-win. And the impact here, it's not just a feeling. It's something you can actually measure. When you get this right, you start to see numbers, like this one.
That's right, a 90% reduction in the amount of time your most valuable engineers are spending wrestling with that maze. Just stop and imagine for a second what your team could build with all of that time back. It completely changes the economics of how you build software.
So let's just quickly recap the key takeaways. First, that multi-cloud complexity we talked about is a real innovation killer. Second, an internal PaaS gives you that simple path forward by using abstraction. Third, a great platform is all about getting developers focused back on writing code. And finally, the result of all of this is you get speed for developers, governance for security, and consistency for the entire business.
And that really brings us to one last crucial question for you to take back to your own team. Take a really hard look at your current tools and processes. Are they an anchor, weighing you down in all this complexity? Or are they an accelerator, paving the road for your developers to build the future? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.